When I started out homeschooling, I really didn't want to try any groups. I just wasn't very committed to the idea in the first place, and it just felt like too much. So when I started to branch out, it was a little overwhelming. But I'm going to encourage you to look into it because it really helps in finding resources that you probably won't find on your own. And you might find some shortcuts or even some friends. So there are a number of local groups across the St. Louis area. Of the ones I know about, there's the West County, the South County, Central Side, and St. Charles, and each group has a unique way of doing things. I know the St. Charles and South County groups are more about social events, so they have play date groups and holiday parties and mom-led co-ops. The Central and West End groups seem to be more about field trip co-ops and sports activities and local resources. So through different groups, you can find a variety of activities where you could be on the go every single day finding people. There's homeschool proms and bands, spelling bees, craft fairs, homeschool sports. There's usually a homeschool convention once a year. This last year, I think it was canceled, but basically they have speakers come in and you can look at all the different curriculum. So I'm going to share 3 resources with you today that you might not have ever heard of. First is the Family Vision Center. It's in St. Charles. This is a unique library and lending center as it's the only Christian library in the United States. They offer a bunch of Christian resources. They also host events, I think usually like once a month for homeschoolers. They keep a collection of curriculums that you can look at and you can sell or buy used curriculum through them. I've never been there, but my friends say it's amazing. The second one is the Pillar Foundation. They offer free classes for grades 8 through 12, and they have different classes like in the fall and the spring, I think, but they're mostly like Christian worldview, character, and responsibility type classes, and they're usually mostly all free. So you could check that out. They also have a family-friendly library, and there's a free curriculum room where you can just go in and get as many things as what you would need or use. So besides books, we've also gotten this really cool scale that has weights. We've used that before. I've also gotten a set of fraction blocks. So it's got like a magnet and then you can use the pieces to make fractions. We've gotten like notebooks and flashcards and a whole bunch of other things there before. So it's definitely worth checking out. And then the last place that I would suggest is just the regular library. Libraries have really branched out nowadays. I know there's one that even offers cake pans. So the St. Louis County Library, they have science kits. They tend to be geared more towards like elementary age, and some are better than others. So like we've checked out the butterfly one and it was a little underwhelming, but the magnet one, oh my goodness, that one was so cool. You can also check out instruments and telescopes and binoculars, puzzles, board games, and book kits. They have a variety of media checkouts. So there's e-media, hotspots, video games, playaways, and your library card can access items off of the app Hoopla. So I use the library like crazy. Like I usually have, 40 to 100 checkouts a week. So the thing that I learned this year about the library is that if the library doesn't have the item that you're looking for, you can use the interlibrary exchange. So when you go to search, if you don't find what you need, on the right, there's a little blue text that says Mobius. And if you click on that, you can search that system. And it has over 29 million items, and it connects Missouri into Oklahoma, Iowa, Kansas, and Texas. And then there's also hooks onto that is Prospector, and that connects Colorado and Wyoming as well. So there's a ton of resources there. And then sometimes you can also find curriculum that you might not find other places. I've checked out Story of the World there before and looked through it and been like, oh yeah, I can see why people use that. They also have the CDs for this. There's also some like reading curriculums like teach your child to read in 100 lessons. So those are a bunch of resources for you and they're worth checking out. And I would never have found them if I hadn't tried out some homeschool groups. So it's not a big deal and it's not so scary. People are usually very friendly and you don't have to commit to anything. So there you have it.